Everyone, what's going on? Today we're going to be talking about Paladins and why I think Paladins is actually a lot more fun than Overwatch to just play. I know that Overwatch can be a lot more competitive with the competitive mode, obviously, but we're going to be talking about why I think Paladins is a game you should definitely try if you haven't, but let's do it. Alright guys, so real quick gameplay wise, I'm going to be showing you like a 40 elimination Lex gameplay that is just bananas. Like, it is absolutely amazing. I think I go on like 14 streak or something like that on this game mode, which I think it's I forgot the game mode, but it's basically like King of the Hill. You just stand in the thing, and if no one's there, you get points versus 400 wins, not 800. Either way guys, let's go ahead and talk about why Paladins, in my opinion, is a lot funner to play than Overwatch. Now, I do have both of them on PC. I have Overwatch on PC as well as Paladins, because Paladins is free to play, so everyone can have it. Just look it up on Steam, Paladins. Overwatch does cost money. It is $30 or $40, the lowest I've seen it. Through the Blizzard store, it is through Blizzard, Activision, that type of company. And that's actually really good. That's a premium company, right? That's a huge company that everybody knows through StarCraft, through World of Warcraft, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm to an extent. But either way, they made Overwatch, right? And it's a high quality game. There's no denying that. It's a high quality, high made AAA shooter. It does cost money, so that is one thing. If you don't want to spend the money, if you don't already have it, you can play Paladins for free. And it's very similar. I don't want to say it's an exact clone, because I mean, this game mode's not even in Overwatch. Well, to an extent, right? Where the whole point is the first team to get points standing on the objective wins. Now, with taking those things into account, one of the biggest things that is obviously different is the art style. Now, Paladins, in my opinion, is a lot more cartoony, and it's just a lot more... I guess cartoony is the way to say it. It's the only way to say it. Where Overwatch, even though it can be somewhat cartoony, it's definitely a lot more on the serious side. And Overwatch does have kind of a background to it, where they do with some events like the Omni Overtake and stuff, and the Anniversary. So it's pretty cool that way. Whereas Paladins, so far there really isn't a story that I've seen. It's just kind of, hey, here's some champions, here's some objectives, go do stuff. That's it. Not really a reason why we're doing this or anything like that. We're in Overwatch. It does have a storyline. Now, the numbers, as you're seeing in the gameplay, when I'm hitting someone, I'm hitting the high crazy numbers like 800. And if you look at my health, I'm at like 2,000. Now, that's just a way of making it feel like it's not as quick to die, because there's such big numbers. However, when you are hitting huge numbers, like pretty much 1,000 a headshot, then it does feel pretty much the same. It feels like the same time to kill either way. So, I mean, that's really just kind of a feel type of thing. If you look at gameplay, it might feel like the time to kill is pretty high because there's so many numbers, or the numbers are much higher than Overwatch, but it's not really. Now, the ultimate abilities are also another thing. Now, there's a lot of ultimate abilities that kind of synergize with each other, but most of them don't really synergize with each other at all. Most of them are just kind of, hey, your character has this ability, so go kill stuff with it. Like the character I'm using right now, Lex. His ability doesn't really synergize with anything but team fire, I guess would be a thing. Because with his ability, anyone under 65 health basically just dies if they don't get behind cover, right? So that's something new, that's something interesting, that most of the abilities are kind of selfish in a way, but they do kind of help out because, I mean, you're getting frags, right? Next thing is the card system. Now, in Overwatch, they don't have a card system. You just get your abilities, and that's about it. You just kind of have to work with those abilities. Now, in Paladins, there actually is a card system that alters your abilities to do more things. Now, they have one legendary card that you can use, and then other cards that you can stack with that. Now, the legendary card, you go ahead and choose that at the start of each game, and the one that I have chosen for Lex here is an example. Basically, whenever anybody is above 65% health, I do more damage to them. So with that actually synergizes really well. Get them do extra damage when they're above 65 health, to use my ult to instantly kill them when they're below 65 health. So as you can see, it just kind of synergizes and gives you another way to play with that legendary card. There's also another one where when you slide, you reload completely, or when you slide, you do more damage, things like that. It just changes your way of playing. You know, those are just some examples, and I wish Overwatch would have something kind of like that, where it would change your way of playing rather than kind of just selecting a different character, right? And I think that's cool that you can select a different character, whereas in this, once you pick, you're kind of locked. With that, you can't actually see what the enemy team is picking beforehand, so you find out what they have when they find out what you have at the main loading screen. So yeah, and then from there, you also have in-game shop items where you can go ahead and buy more upgrades inside the game, as you're seeing right now, the item shop. So you can go ahead and buy those with the credits you earn in-game. Nothing pay to win there. You just play inside the game, inside that match, you get credits, and you go ahead and spend those credits on more upgrades. Some examples are Wrecker on the bottom tier, the red tier, where basically if someone has a shield, you'll do extra damage to it. Or another one on the yellow tier, all your abilities cool down a percentage faster. I think it's around 5% for each tier that you buy, up to 15% faster. Or your ultimate ability can recharge 30% faster at the last tier. Now with that being said, tiers do kind of stack in a way of how much it requires to buy them, so that's pretty cool. So you can't just buy everything right off the start. Maybe I think Payload it lets you do that, but it lets you buy 2. Depending on what you buy, you can buy all of them off the start. But I digress. Last major thing I do want to go over is counters and just counter picking. Now again, like I said, you can't really change who you want. So if you pick someone like Fernando and their whole team goes Wrecker, you're kind of out of luck there. So that's kind of a sucky thing that the game has, and I do wish that they would change that to an extent, but then because then everyone would just be going counter and counters. Now another thing about this game, competitive mode, let's go over that. This is where one of the biggest differences in my mind is. To unlock the competitive mode in Overwatch, you need to reach level 25. Pretty simple, that's all you need to do, just play the game, reach level 25. To unlock competitive in this game, you need to reach Mastery level 4 with 12 characters. Now, let me go ahead and explain to that a little bit more what that is. So in the game, every time you finish a match, you gain a mastery for a champion. Right, depending on how well you do, you'll gain more or less mastery than everyone else. You can go ahead up to and earn up to 1 full mastery per each level if you do really, really well. With that being said, you're gonna need to go ahead and play 12 characters enough so that after every game, you rank up until you reach Mastery level 4 for 12 characters. Doesn't matter what your level is, you do get a level outside of the game, outside of the match. Doesn't matter what that is, you just have to reach Mastery level 4, and that's mainly so they know that you're not maining one person, and that they know that you've played the game enough to, do a decent amount with any character to help out your team, because competitive mode can be quite challenging because I've noticed a lot of team stacking going on. Other than that, guys, that's about it. There are crazy amounts of just playing reasons. Like, you won't notice it until you play it, basically, is what I'm trying to say. But whenever I play Overwatch on PC, I can't enjoy it that much. I cannot enjoy it. I haven't even done my placement matches yet. I think I'm at like 9 out of 10, and I just don't want to do that last one because I just don't feel like playing Overwatch. Instead, I'd rather play this Paladins instead because it just is more fun. I can just go ahead, choose a character, devote that one match to that character, and just kind of work on that character, work on getting better, work on how countering other characters works with the current character that I have, and things like that. We're in Overwatch, everyone, it's like you're playing meta no matter what. In casual, you're playing meta. Competitive, you're obviously playing meta. But like, even in casual, when people get mad in casual if you play meta, in this game, nobody cares. It's just for fun. So other than that, guys, that's gonna be it. Leave a like down if you liked it below, if you liked the video below. I will be posting more more Paladins actually, because I've been playing this game and a lot more other games. Go ahead and subscribe if you want to see some. Subscribe for more Paladins, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya.